Universal Kabbalah is a concept that human beings can use to understand their universal truth, and this is not tied to any religion. The word Kabbalah means to receive, and yes, although it has to do with concepts of the Jewish mysticism, the Universal Kabbalah does not involve any of that because it is finding the universal truth. You can check this video out where I explain the traditional Kabbalah, the 10 nodes. In this video, I will talk about the Universal Kabbalah or the Universal Tree of Life, which is very different from the traditional Kabbalah that we may know of. This is how the Universal Kabbalah or the Universal Tree of Life looks like. It's different from the traditional one. What's beautiful about learning the Kabbalah, the concept and the structure, is that it is a way for you to ascend to your higher self. It is a way to bring this transformation, and it alchemizes into the process of understanding your inner self. When you set the intentions into doing the work, it helps you transform, and the process alchemizes into understanding your inner self, into connecting with God. Starting at the bottom, that's Malkut, which means kingdom. It is your physical self. Physical self is about materialism, focusing on what you're doing, what you're manifesting. You're also starting to see the things that are stagnant in your life, the things that you need to heal. The next part is the purple circle Yesod, that means foundations. This has to do with your foundations in life. This is where your soul can show us how do we understand and see our subconscious minds. When we look into our subconscious minds, we are programmed by the way we act, by certain things that we consume through media, through people. This is also where you start to do inner work. The next part is Hod and Netzach. Hod means splendor and Netzach means victory. If you look at the 7, 8, and 9 nodes, it forms like a trinity. That is where the inner work, the emotions that we are working on. It is the foundations of healing through our subconscious mindsets and emotions or traumas that hold us back. When you start working in these 3 nodes, you start to see a lot of awareness and a sense of responsibility into your beliefs, into your subconscious mind. It can bring up a lot of patterns or emotional wounds when you start to heal that side of you. You can think of your inner child work that you are healing from. This is like patterns that you see where you put a mask because you're not ready to show your true self yet. Moving on to the next part of the tree branch, Tiferet, which means beauty. So if you see the pattern of why you start at the bottom of the branch going up, is because you are healing, you are ascending. And that's what Tiferet is helping you see why the last 3 you had to do that inner work first. In Tiferet, you're also going to see breakthroughs in understanding why you need to let go of certain things, understand why you had to do these healings, to overcome it, to forgive, to whatever emotions come to you. That is the answer. That is your intuition telling you. You show compassion, you show kindness to the inner work that you're doing. You become very aware of your psyche, of your shadow. This creates a balances in your energies, the masculine and feminine divine energies, and we come to Geburah and Hesed. Geburah is about strength, courage, power. Hesed is about mercy, love, compassion, forgiveness, and this is where you are starting to tap into your spiritual self. Tiferet is more of the heart center if you think about it. After you pass the heart center, the heart chakra, and you start tapping into your throat, the third eye, and the crown chakras, that is more of your spiritual level. In this stage, you're creating a sense of purpose. You are creating boundaries to yourself, to your energy, and understanding the power that you need to take back. This is where the tree is going to amplify on the areas that you need to work on based on what the lower stages have been showing up for you. When Hesed comes through, it brings out this balance of love and power, of understanding your sovereignty, understanding why you are going through this ascension from doing the inner work at your physical self to now balancing out with the mental and spiritual self. In the end, these 2 brings out the balances of the polarities within you, power, love. mercy and benevolent, which it leads to the other parts of the tree into the next ascension. Now this leads to what is called abyss or daf, which is this circle right here. It's essentially what's missing in your life. You feel separate from God, but you are God. We are all one. The ego can create this illusion that we are separate. It's an entity of us, right? So it makes you think that, oh, something is missing in my life, but it's actually not. We are essentially all one, all interconnected, and this is where the daf and abyss is located. As you are ready to ascend and face the fears, you are going through a gateway. It is now building up into your ascension of understanding your awareness, your knowledge, and personal connection to the truth of who you are. This is the gateway to connect to the next Sephira, and it's not hidden, but it's also not shown. And this is known as the Da'at, which means knowledge. So you're now building this bridge to go to the gateway of the supernal realm, which is connection with God. In this final ascension, you start to understand the hidden knowledge that you receive from the divine. It's about letting go of who you are and trusting the process, trusting the divine, because this is where you just need to trust in the unknown and be aware of the present moments, be aware and open of the messages, the guidance that you are going to receive. And that's the art. Because we're 9 minutes in, I'm gonna summarize the last 3, the supernals. You are now on your final journey and ascending from the abyss, the da'af, to the keter, the crown. That is where you are feeling the oneness. You are one. You are the divine being. You are reclaiming your power, reclaiming your sovereignty. We are all gods, we are all one, so you are reclaiming your crown back. You are experiencing the universe like how the universe is experiencing you. So that's why when you change, the universe follows along. The universe changes for you. Bina means understanding. You have lived through these experiences. And Hokmah means wisdom. This is the wisdom of your divine and the devotion to create for your highest good. In Bina and Hokmah, the energies flow, the divine and feminine energies, and that leads to Keta. It is understanding that you are the divine being. It is your spiritual journey of traveling through the tree of life.